Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Vidane TV Showtime. Paul Strickland Jr. up here in the booth and the production trailer getting ready to do, well, we're actually already partially way through tonight's all-star event for the Lugz Racing Series. A little bit different here tonight. North Wilkesboro, the host of the racing action, and you're seeing the cars a little bit different here tonight. You can see on your screen, looking at the little 87 action. These are what the Cup cars looked like back in the 1987s, little throwback-esque. A couple of different paint schemes for the drivers throughout this field here this evening. And no points on the line here tonight, and a little bit different racing format. You can see there on your screen lap 4 of 12 as we throw up the little throwback graphics here for Vidane TV. Race number 1 here tonight on the evening. 3 12-lap heat races to determine the running order here for the main show, 60 laps here at North Wilkesboro. We want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. Everybody's here to get some racing action here. $20 is going to each of the feature. Easy enough for me to say. $20 is going to each of the heat winners, and they're also going to get an annual pass for the Majors Garage. Lots of different setups for many different race cars here on the iRacing service. And the top 6 are going to be inverted. The top 12 going to the feature for 60 laps. They're going to also get inverted, and it's going to be one heck of a show here. 60 laps the distance for the main feature here tonight, and you can see the iRacing lights are off on that pace car. He's going to jump down on pit road, take the safety car down to the safety of pit road, and we're going to let these drivers go out there one more time. And you can see up front, different car, different track, different style of racing, but still the same driver up front, Chris Spear in that number 7 car. The Hooters machine doing a very good job here so far, leading on lap number 4. And you can see that ticker hasn't moved since we've been onto this caution, so caution laps do not count here at North Wilkesboro. And green flag in the air once again, racing here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, and lots of different styles of racing coming in here, making the clash and coming in here. Guy Bonifield in the 3rd position, Tim Wortman Jr. there in 2nd. They're side by side. That's the 33 and the 00. 62 cars in there as well. If Tim Ingram, he's holding on to a top spot, and everybody pretty bunched up here. Oh, contact. The 22 goes around back there. Joshua Nolan backs it into the fence, completing 2 more laps here under green, but caution flag comes out once again. Got a little throwback action here tonight. A little bit different racing style, so we're doing a little bit different here as well with the timing and scoring here on Vidane TV. So happy you could join us. Be sure to like and subscribe, share all that good stuff, all the social media outlet stuff on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. Lots of cool stuff coming up throughout the evening here and throughout the fall and winter months. And again, we're working caution number 2 here for the first heat race of the evening. This is all-star night for the Lugz Cup Series. Very, very exciting. And you wonder, usually Wednesday nights after Tim's Corner Motorsports brings us Tim's Corner Live, we do some Cup Series action, and a little bit different here tonight for the all-star race. Running these are basically based off of the Cup cars back in the late 80s. They call them the 87 cars for lack of a better term. But it's a great way to kind of throw back a little bit to NASCAR's golden era, and it's a great way to get these drivers to race something just a little bit different. Green flag getting ready to fly once again, and here we go halfway through heat race number 2. Chris Spear gets the jump, elects to take that high side We're going to see that high side work all night long here, as we've seen in the past here in the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Seen it a couple of times here on Vidane TV, and you can see side by side now for the lead. Wortman Jr. trying to get that 83 car up and around. Oh, the 33 car gets into the back of the 7 of Chris Spear. They get it all sorted out, but the 33 then gets a little bit of help from behind. Sometimes you're going to find a little help from your friends and get some spun on around. They're going to bring out the caution one more time here, and that'll give update the timing and scoring here momentarily, as it seems like we're struggling with lots of different technical demons here throughout the night. That looks like it's going to go back to Tim Wortman leading, and we're just waiting for the drivers to cross the stripe here to update that timing and scoring. There's the pace car, crosses the stripe. You can see Barney in the flag stand waving that yellow flag, and still doesn't seem like it wants to update the timing up there. So we'll give that a few more laps to sort itself out. Lap number 7, again, caution laps do not count here in the All-Star race, and lots of racing action. A little bit different style, so these drivers might be struggling with the handling of these race cars. Knowing that the All-Star weekend was coming up, a lot of these drivers want to concentrate on the playoffs and concentrate on the Cup cars and make sure they're good to go for the championship coming up here in a few weeks' time here on Vidane TV. But a little bit different again here at the North Wilkesboro All-Star Race. Caution again, very quick cautions here for the short track, and you can already see the iRacing lights off on the pace car, and giving these drivers one more opportunity to pull the belts tight and get ready to go racing again here at the racetrack. And lots of these guys know exactly where these cars are from and how they work out, and it's exciting to see a different style, different ways of getting around this racetrack. Green flag out once again, and you can see already some contact again between the 20 and the 62. Tim Ingram, Charles Stevens finding each other on the racetrack, and a little bit jumbled back here. 3 wide action. The 62 trying to get down to the bottom of the racetrack. There he goes, slides up in front of Jimmy Absher there in the old black and green Joe Gibbs car. It could be Bobby Labonte. It could be any number of those drivers. Chris Beard in the 7 car gets a little help. He's around, backs it into the inside pit wall entrance there. You see he loses the back bumper of the race car, but he grabs a gear, gets going once again, and gets that thing pointed in the right direction. He's going to have to restart back in 8th here with a couple laps to go. Green-white checkered attempt number 1 here for the first heat race of 3 this evening. 3 12-lap heat races and then a 60-lap feature. All-Star night, big-time mojo flowing into this race. These drivers not racing for points this evening, but they absolutely want to come home with a victory going into the playoffs, or going back into the playoffs next week with championship implications, or going in throughout the rest of the season, not the playoffs, throughout the rest of the season with big-time championship implications, and they want to have that momentum as well. And you can see everybody's still out on the racetrack. 9 drivers starting this heat race. Still 9 drivers on track. Looks like Michael Miller actually 1 lap down. So it gives us 8 drivers on the lead lap. And we're already getting lined up 2 by 2. Quickie cautions here with the iRacing service. Going to give them a lap to get their heads right, get their seat belts pulled virtually tighter. And we're going to go racing again one more time. Crossing the stripe here, iRacing pace car, turning the lights off. Nope, going to do one more lap here under caution at North Wilkesboro. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to the social media streams here, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Thanks so much for coming out tonight to watch a little all-star racing action here. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Let your friends and family know you're watching some iRacing action here on Vidane TV, shooting to entertain the masses throwback night. As you can see, lots of different paint schemes out here that aren't normal paint schemes, so it's going to take us a minute to kind of get used to who's running what here tonight. One night only here with the NASCAR style, the 1987 style race cars here at North Wilkesboro as well. So very exciting, awesome a little format here. 3 heat races, 12 laps apiece. Inverting the top 6 once they get into the main event. The main event's going to bring us 60 laps here tonight. And man, it's exciting. You can see side by side up front, single file, everybody down on the inside for the start. Lights are off on the iRacing pace car. He's going to dip down pit road one more time, down, make that left-hand turn off of the fourth corner of the racetrack. Turn these drivers loose, and we've seen a little bit of bumper car action, a little bit of calamity as it were, and it's because these drivers aren't normally racing these cars and normally racing at this track, but a single file restart in order. There you see Tim Wortman Jr. holding on to the lead. The guy Bonified, Bonifield rather, in the second position, gets it all sorted out. A couple of drivers up on the wall back there, and you can see Charles Stevens there in the 20 car holding on to the third position. 33 going high, wide, and handsome all the way up to that wall to try and make the magic happen. Still trying to hold on to that second spot, but Charles Stevens wants it. He's down on that bottom side, holding on to that white line, trying to make the hold on to that position, and you can see side by side finally gives way to that high line. The 33 moves up to P2. Popsicle sticks in the air from Barney in the flag stand, coming around out of the corner one more time. Little car and the action there, or a wall rather, in the wall. Joshua Nolan, but white flag is actually out, so we're going to race it on through, give that win to that 00. Or oh no, just kidding, there's the 33 going all the way up on the outside. I'm not sure if that win's going to be official or not. He did cross the line first. Guy Bonifield in that 33 with a big-time wall riding move, and there you see Tim Wortman Jr. Having a little post-race wall action there, but having a little extracurricular activities as the sheet metal goes flying. But lining them up already here for heat race number 2. This is going to get interesting. Ken Ellert starting on the pole. Kevin Ruff going to be on his outside. Bobby Justice, Joshua Battles, Ed Boyles Jr., Eric Kling, Tommy Kelly, Derek Cook, and Alonzo King getting ready to get these drivers loose here for heat race number 2. Revving the motors once again to get these drivers going, and it's always cool to take a look at these late 80s race cars and all the different paint schemes. There you can see a Coors Light scheme with the number 9, always cool to see. The Kellogg's Ride, the Terry Labonte throwback. It's a black and silver 3 car back there, and it's cool to see all the short track styles throughout the racetrack here as well. Field rolling once again. 9 cars in this one. 7 cars making the grid. Derek Cook, Alonzo King, the 14 and the 47. Not making the call to the green flags. We might see them later on here in the feature event. Second 12-lap feature, or chick at 12-lap heat race. And up front, it's going to be Ken Ellert, Kevin Ruff leading these drivers out to the green flag. The iRacing pace. Green flag out here, already working lap number 2 here for the second heat race, side by side with these drivers up in the front just as they started. Ken Ellert, Kevin Ruff make contact, and Ken Ellert sends Kevin Ruff flying down into the inside wall. not even a safer barrier. It looks like one of those old highway barriers that you have on the side of the road. Smashes up the inside of the front of that race car, and that's going to be tough. Doesn't lose a lap. He hangs on to the lead lap here, but definitely going to have to restart in the back of the pack, it looks like, depending on where the caution flag flies. And Timing and Scoring doing its best to try and keep up with the action here with the heat races here, and with green lap flag laps, the only laps counting, it does take a moment or two for Timing and Scoring to catch up. And as these drivers cross the stripe, you'll see that update there at the top of your screen. And we made mention all-star race action here for the Lugz Cup Series. A little different, running the older Cup cars, running some short track action here, and lots of different paint schemes and a couple of very similar paint schemes to some old school NASCAR fans, but very cool to see that these drivers out here holding on to the racetrack and kind of giving a nod to the history of NASCAR. Working, we got 2 green flag laps in the books. Heat race number 2, 12 laps going to be the distance. These drivers trying to figure out the running order for the 60-lap feature event here coming up in a moment's time here on Verdane TV. And again, we want to thank you for tuning in on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. Everybody out there in the sim racing community jumping on board here tonight. No instant replays here tonight. Having some issues in the production trailer, but doing the best to entertain the matches, entertain the masses here. Easy enough for me to say as we work through this. Kevin Ruff still has some damage there on the front of that car. There's the 23. He's going to be your leader, and that's going to be Ken Ellert. And once we cross the stripe here under green flag conditions, that's what's going to update this timing and scoring ticker and let you know, racing at home, where your favorite driver is racing. And it looks like we may very well have some single file restart action here. Depends on what the drivers do once the lights go out on the iRacing pace car. And you can see we're going to go one more lap here under caution. And it really gives the drivers an opportunity to look at the playbook and figure out what it is that they're going to do to get themselves a good qualifying position into the main show here tonight. It's lined up 2x2 throughout the field here. 8 cars still out there. Alonzo King missing the the call at the start of the race, so he's going to show up in the feature event towards the back of the pack. But there you can see green flag in the air once again. A couple of drivers in that second group there. Joshua Battles spinning the tires just a little bit, backs up the field just a bit, but everything clean and green now here, working at lap number 3 of 12. Contact up into the wall, 3 wide there for that third position. Eric Kling going to hold on to it in that 51 car. Going to get a bump there from the 2. It's going to be Bobby Justice in that number 2 Kellogg's car. And still working on learning all the drivers here tonight. Everybody running different paint schemes, different teams, and not necessarily running with teammates, just kind of out here for a little all-star racing fun and all-star racing action. These drivers racing for a little bit of money on the line. Each driver that wins the heat race gets $20 bills from the race officials and from the series sponsors. And you can see Ed Boyles Jr. wants that $20 bill. He's going to peek down low in the 23 car, that Coca-Cola ride, to try and get up to the lead. Ken Eller doing a great job on that high side, holding on to it. And that high side seems to be the place to be. And you can see the 51 of Eric Kling trying to get up there, go even higher than the 23 car, trying to make it a 3-way dance for that lead spot. But right now, give it to Ed Boyles Jr. getting a little bit more momentum down in the bottom. A little bit of a scrub there, pushing Ken Ellert up the racetrack, saying, get out of here, I want to hold on to the lead by myself. And he's going to do that. There you see him running side by side now with Eric Kling. Eric Kling down in the bottom has the momentum. He's going to try and get up around second place and set his sights on first. Ed Boyles Jr. now leading this race. He comes down to block that bottom side, and these drivers know that there's a lot of different styles of racing, different lines of racing here with both these cars and this racetrack, but the High Line definitely where it wants to be. Working lap number 7. Again, only green flag laps count here in the heat races and in the feature here tonight. 60 laps on the docket for the heat race, and the side-by-side action now for second. Tommy Kelly in that 3 car making the magic happen, blasting off into that second spot. He's going to get down low underneath Eric Kling and hold on or grab that second spot. Now he's going to try and set his sights on the leader there of the 5 car. Oh, big-time contact. Kling in the 51, hot on the brakes. Gets into the 3 car. They had it sorted out, but coming back down the track into the 51 car sends him on around. Going to bring out the caution flag with 4 laps to go, and that's going to give us the second heat race in a row with that green-white checkered attempt. Lights off on the pace car, lined up 2x2 once again, getting ready to do battle here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Again, all-star racing action here tonight for the Lugz Cup Series. Heat race number 2 with another green-white flag, a green-white checkered attempt here for heat race number 2. One more heat race and then a 60-lap feature getting ready to turn these drivers loose once again. There you see the pace car going down, taking that hard left-hand turn down to the safety of pit road. Turning them loose once again. You can hear the motors fire, and that 3 car up on the high side making it stick. And that's going to be something we're going to see all night long, as the High Line absolutely doing what it needs to do. Tommy Kelly making that car work for him. And appears we got another caution flag out again. Not seeing who was around at this point. Everybody seems to be pointed in the right direction, so it may very well have been the race officials calling that incident out. Looks like actually might have had an incident there with Bobby Justice in the number 2 car. But again, one more green-white checkered attempt here for heat race number 2. Each of these 12-round lap heat races setting the distance, or setting the starting order for tonight's main event. And the winner of each of these heat races is going to get a nice, cool, crisp $20 bill. And just want to give a shout-out to everybody watching on Facebook and watching the streams here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Looking through, taking a look. 22 Mike Miller, Colin Zemer watching here on Facebook, and 22 having the best paint scheme. A couple of interesting quotes on that overtake there by the 33 car. Made it stick. We'll have to check with the race officials later on to see if that finish was official, because that definitely works. He did cross the line first after that kind of a kamikaze out on the wall deal. It is All-Star Night, so crazier things have happened here on Verdane TV. And while we've got a moment, just gonna talk about some of the cool stuff we've got coming up in the fall-winter months, as it looks like the lights are off on that iRacing pace car. And so we're gonna line them up 2x2, but lots of leagues coming back here, finishing up their seasons halfway through a few seasons. We're starting off the New England, Pennsylvania iRacing group on October 5th at Daytona. We've got the Bottle Rocket 350 coming up in November. Details soon to come with that. Just got to finish up the press release, and we've got some sponsorship opportunities available for that. A 350-mile race at Daytona in the trucks. That's going to be a big fun put on here by Verdane TV. And there you see green flag once again. 3 laps to go. Tommy Kelly in the 3-car holding on to the point, but Ed Boyles Jr. wants to try and get back to the front of the field. Big time wiggle there, losing the back out of the race car, trying to give it everything he can there in the 5-car. And a little bit tough to try and hold on. White flag, white rag already here. Heat race number 2, Tommy Kelly holding on to it. Everybody else chasing him down. You can see Ed Boyles Jr. solidly in second. Ken Eller in third, but he's under attack to 51. Big bumper from the 51. The 51 spins himself out. Loses the front bumper in the entrance to pit road, and that's going to send him back into the 6th position, finishing up the race with Tommy Kelly. Leaving the heat race number 2 with a $20 bill. He's going to win here tonight. Ed Boyles Jr., Ken Eller, Joshua Battles, and Bobby Justice rounding out the top 5. Eric Kling after that incident finishing 6th. Derek Cook and the rest of the field lining them up now for heat race number 3. And again, different paint schemes, different numbers, different sponsors for all of these drivers, except for Matt Mackin. There you see him in a Napa number 9 car. Starting on the pole here tonight, Wade Palmer, the 4th. In the 43 car, starting on the outside, Dave Douthwaite and Keith Hume Sr. going to be in row 2, followed by Tyler Smith, Preston Perrier, Wade Palmer the 5th, and Colin Zemer. And that's going to be your 8-car field here for the final of 3 heat races here. Again, 12 laps back on the board. These drivers trying to figure out who's starting where in the 60-lap feature All-Star Night here tonight at North Wilkesboro for the Loose Lugz Cup Series here on Verdane TV. Lights off on the pace car, getting ready to go here at North Wilkesboro. He's going to jump on down here after turn 4, get into that pit road safety net, and let these drivers turn it loose one more time. Look at the paint scheme there on the 34. Looks like actually looks like a spot of oil hitting the track there for Dave Douthwaite and kind of getting all over the race car. Very cool looking rainbow paint scheme there. But again, 3rd heat race here tonight. 12 laps on the board. Going to find out who's starting where in the feature here, in a different format here. Very different, letting the drivers kind of go out and have a little bit of fun here tonight, not having to worry about points or anything like that, just looking for the fame, the fortune, and the $20 for winning this race, and the setup package that comes with it after the fact. The winner getting hooked up with one of the sponsors here. But the 43 car making the outside work. We've seen that happen all night long so far here. Wade Palmer the 4th to the point. Matt Mackin trying to close in on the back bumper. Closes in on the back bumper. Has to get hard on the binders. Get that car rolled up. Car around in the back. It looks like Tyler Smith in a 96 car having some trouble there. You see in the Wrangler 96, still green. Dave Douthwaite in the 34 car gets spun around. Maybe that is oil on the car. Still clean and green, though. The 43 of Wade Palmer holding on to it, and you can see dive bombing in there. Comes Matt Mackin in the 9 car, making it stick on entry, but it jams up the car on exit. You can see really trying to outbrake the... Oh, missed him that time, or that time he definitely hit him. 43 gets around, backs it into the outside wall, and that's going to bring out caution flag number 1 here on lap 3 for this heat race. And again, green flag laps only counting for the lap counters. So we'll run a couple of laps under caution, give these drivers a second to kind of cool down and get racing here once again to find out who's starting where in the 60-lapper. Drivers having some fun here at the All-Star race. 3 laps in the book, and again, green flag laps only counting here, so we can run under caution. Gives the drivers the opportunity to potentially come down pit road, maybe get some of the sheet metal virtually banged out with the virtual hammers and the virtual pit crews. You can see some damage there in the front of the 9 car, and pretty much throughout the field here, seems like everybody's got a little bit of damage, but the iRacing pace car shutting the lights off one more time gives us the 1 to go signal here for the 3rd heat race. And again, the winner of each one of these heat races is going to get a $20 bill from the race officials, and the top 6 of each of these heat races are going to get inverted as we move them on into the feature race here tonight, and the opportunity for these drivers to pick up the victory, the bragging rights, and the Majors Garage annual pass to get a bunch of different setups from them. So be sure to check them out. I want to thank them for jumping on board as a sponsor here tonight. But green flag out once again. Matt Macken holding on to it. The 43 car around once again. They're in the back. That's Palmer the 4th. Caution flag is going to come out. I don't believe we're going to count that lap. We'll wait and see what race officials say here as we get ready to cross the stripe. But that's going to set us up, I think, with a single file restart here after a couple of cautions right in a row. Race officials jumping on with the single file restarts to make sure everybody gets a good clean start and wants to get some green flag racing here at North Wilkesboro in this heat race. 3rd of 3 here tonight, and you can see different paint schemes, different numbers, different drivers. Keith Hume there in the South Point number 1 car, the all-black car there for Wade Palmer the 5th. Lots of drivers. There's a cool throwback 96 car Wrangler paint scheme of the late great Dale Earnhardt. So very cool to let these drivers kind of turn loose. The old Kodak film paint scheme there, and it's always cool to see the kind of throwbacks to the later years or the early years of NASCAR. And speaking of throwbacks, we may mention earlier on here tonight, Bottle Rocket 350 coming up here, put on by Vidane TV in partnership with the Liberty Racing League. 350 miles at the old Daytona back in 2007 before they repaved it. So a nice bumpy racetrack. Going to be fixed setups, and it's going to be with the trucks. So it's going to be very, very cool. We're kind of throwing it back to the late 90s, early 2000s, because everybody throws back to the 70s and the 80s. So we want to kind of throw back to the 90s, where a lot of our heroes kind of grew up with the Jeff Gordons and Tony Stewarts, Bobby Labonis, Ryan Newman's, kind of the Koch family of racing drivers, all the quote-unquote young guns who aren't quite as young now at this point. Dale Earnhardt Jr. being one of those drivers as well. So kind of a cool era in times. Going to have some throwback graphics, throwback paint schemes, and still working out all the details for that. We'll have that up on the social media pages very, very soon on both Twitter and Facebook at Vidane TV. Pops us right up. Same deal with YouTube. You can search for Vidane TV. Give us a subscribe. Always looking to have fans check in and chime in with us. And you can hit that little bell for the notifications, let you know when we are going live. And we've got a very, very busy schedule here for the fall and winter months coming on through. I believe October, in the month of October, we've got 4 shows lined up each and every week. Tim's Corner Motorsports coming back. Neps is coming back. East Coast Winter League, I believe they're coming back for Sunday night racing action. So drivers all over the place from North America, Canada, all over the place, getting ready to do battle here on Vidane TV, just like these drivers are. The iRacing pace car goes down pit road. Good, clean restart. Everybody starts in a higher gear, it looks like. 2x2 as they head into turn number 1. Can't even really give an advantage to anybody at this point. A little bit of a wiggle there from the 9 car. Matt Macken slips back to 2nd, going to slip back to 3rd. Going to give the lead there to Preston Perrier in the 38 car. Awesome looking paint scheme there. Got a little chrome action there on the numbers. That's an extra 5 horsepower because it's chrome. Because we care, a little 3-wide action here. The number 1 South Point car trying to hold on to a top 5, as well as Matt Macken sliding up into that 3rd spot, right in front of the number 1 of Keith Hume. Now they're side by side, and that all black Monte Carlo there, it's going to be, there's no numbers on it, but it's scored us to number 24 of Wade Palmer the 5th, slides himself into the 2nd spot. And you can see these drivers trying to do different styles as they get into the corner. Some drivers, Matt Macken up into the wall there just a little bit, going to damage the car a little bit, but still going to try and make it work. Here comes the 32, Colin Ziemer, a little bonsai action. He's going to get into the 43 car, Wade Palmer the 4th around once again. Still clean and green, it looks like. The 43 trying to get that car moving. Nope, he's going to call for the tow truck, and we're going to stay green. Preston Purrier out front by a little bit, about a half a second lead now over Wade Palm of the fifth. And Wade Palm of the fifth now side by side. He's under attack from the number 1 of Keith Hume in that number 1 South Point car. Tyler Smith trying to be a part of the action as well. Matt Mackin in the 9 car still holding on. David Douthwaite back in this pack as well, and Colin Zemer still kind of struggling. He's a few seconds back, but action is up front. The battle is for third, and there's about 4 different cars that could leave with third place here. And one of the things you got to keep in mind, the top 6 are going to get inverted here. So 6th place flops over to first. First goes back to 6th place for each of the 3 heat races, and that's how we're going to line up the main events starting lineup here for the 60 lapper. Again, we're at North Wilksboro here tonight for some all-star action. Preston Purrier running away with this one, out front by a little bit over a second in this second 12-lap heat race. Popsicle sticks in the air, 2 laps to go. A little bumper action there from the number 9 of Matt Mackin, but we still stay green. Everybody pointed in the right direction. In the action back here for third place, the 1's going to get up there, give a little bump ski to that 96, let him know that he's there, but not enough momentum to get up and around. And you can see Preston Purrier takes that white flag, a white rag, 1 lap to go, side by side now for second. The 96 car going to try and make something happen there on the bottom. It looks like he is going to have enough momentum to get there, and he does hold on to it. Kind of works up the racetrack just a little bit, slides up in front of Palmer, but to no avail to Preston Purrier. Wins this race. Tyler Smith finishes second, Wade Palm of the fifth. Keith Hume, Matt Mackin, Dave Douthwaite, Colin Zemer, and Wade Palm of the fourth after an incident a few laps ago rounds out the field for this one. So the heat race is in the book, and we're going to get ready to line these drivers up after about 5 minutes of a warm-up. A full field of cars here tonight, 60 drivers on the, or 60 laps on the docket rather, full field of drivers. Going to give some last-minute warm-ups here, and we're going to give some last-minute commercials, pay a little bills, pay some bills, and we'll be right back here at Vidane TV All-Star Night here for the Lugz Cup Series. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
What's one of the biggest challenges of managing a fleet of trucks, tractor trailers, and material handling equipment? Hassling with maintenance, repair, and vehicle breakdown. Trans Service's dedicated contract maintenance service, DCM, takes that hassle away. We maintain your fleet, no matter what the configuration, to the highest standards, while giving you the greatest cost control. We offer preventative maintenance executed to maximum utilization, equipment life, and necessary repairs, all tracked by a state-of-the-art paperless computerized system. Assistance with equipment engineering, configuration, including new engine technology, and onboard computers for your fleet, as well as dedicated fleet contract maintenance. Dedicated on-site service facilities staffed with management and certified maintenance technicians, inventories of parts, tires, and fluids, and all necessary shop equipment, diagnostic tools, and technology. Supporting services such as equipment inspections and assistance with meeting regulatory requirements, DOT, OSHA, EPA. Contact us today to learn about our turnkey contract maintenance solutions. It's all about the experience, yours and ours.
I'm CTWE wrestler The Mac.
And I'm Showtime Stevie Stamos.
Have you ever dreamed of owning your own race car and taking it out for a test drive? Well, thanks to our friends at Rent a Race Car, you can!
Visit www.rentaracecarne.com for all the details on how you can take one of these babies out to Stafford Motor Speedway. We'll see you at the races.
Touchdown!
Have you seen my kick-ass subscription box anywhere? Oh, there it is.
Final quick little warm-up and the books here for the heat race, or for the all-star race here for the Lugz Cup Series action. All these drivers making it out to the grid here on the front straightaway. 26 drivers, a little bit, well, 3 times the amount of cars that these drivers just raced in the heat races. So about 8 to 10 cars entered in each one of the heat races. Now they've got 25 other cars to do battle with, and you can see on the timing and scoring running across the screen there. Keith Hume Sr. going to start on the pole. Joshua Battles there on the outside. Row number 2 is going to give us Jimmy Absher and Wade Palmer the 5th. Right behind in them, starting 5th, Ken Ellert, Tim Ingram, and the 62 car. He's going to start in the 6th position. Tyler Smith, Ed Boyles Jr., Tim Wortman Jr., Preston Purrier are going to round out the top 10. Tommy Kelly, Guy Bonifield, Charles Stevens, Bobby Justice, Matt Mackin, Jameson, Middle Miss, David Douthwaite, Chris Spear, Derek Cook, Colin Zemer, Joshua Nolan, Kevin Ruff, Wade Palmer the 4th, and Michael Miller getting ready to do battle here. Eric Kling and Alonzo King. Alonzo King and Eric Kling missing the grid here. Looks like they're going to start this race from down there on a pit road, and going to give these drivers the opportunity to get their heads on straight, get their helmets nice and tight. 60 laps on the docket here, all-star racing. Oh, no points on the line, just the money and just the setups on the line. An annual pass is going to the winner here tonight, and it's great to have the Majors Garage jump on board and award that to the winner here. But lined up 2 by 2, Keith Hume Sr., Joshua Battles there on the front row, and we've seen these cars beat and bang, and just like everything else from the late 80s, like these cars from 1987, you can beat and bang on them all they want, and they'll still run relatively good. We saw a lot of damaged cars finishing up the heat races and finishing up very, very well. But green flag in the air. We are racing here at North Wilkesboro Speedway, and there you can see Joshua Battles already heading into battle up on that high side, making it work high, wide, and handsome. And that Calamity in there, almost 3 wide behind them, but you can see the one car slides back to the 2nd spot. Jimmy Absher moving on up here as well. He's in the 4th spot, and there's some action there in the back of the pack. Oh, a couple of drivers pointed in the wrong direction. The 2-car coming in, slamming bag into the drivers that are around. There's a parking lot there on the front straightaway. Matt Mackin's involved. A couple of 9 cars involved. David Douthwaite and the 34. Looks like the 32 is going to skate on by there. Preston Perrier, he's missing his right front wheel. Look at that. How's he even getting around the racetrack? Oh, no, I guess it is. Nope, that's sheet metal. Yeah, the 38 car actually missing a wheel. How about that? Kudos to iRacing to making it kind of realistic here. It's not the night that Mr. Perrier was looking for there, but great shot. Sparks flying from underneath the race car. He's going to try and get around the pace car and down on pit road to see if the pit crew can do something about that. But Joshua Battle is going to hold on to the lead. Keith Hume Sr. in at second. Wade Palmer the fifth. Jimmy Absher and Ken Eller are going to be rounding out the top 5 as they come around in the pace car. Going to collect these drivers. 24 drivers still out there on track on the lead lap. We might see a few drivers lose a couple of laps here with the damage to the race cars. A couple of drivers coming down pit road. Looks like Bobby Justice, Tim Wortman Jr. They're going to come down and get some service to their virtual machines. And everybody else appears to have stayed out on the racetrack. So good is good with as they go with the cars here. And going to float around this racetrack single file. Again, caution laps do not count here tonight for the All-Star race. A little bit different than what we're used to with this series, pardon me. Lining them up 2 by 2 once again. Lights out on the iRacing pace car. 6 laps on the board of 60 under caution for the very first time here tonight. And we're going to be doing battle all night long here for the All-Star race. No points on the line, just money, just setups from Majors Garage. Jumping on board with the award for the winner here tonight. And each of the winners of the heat race walking away with a $20 bill in their pockets. And here we go, racing once again. Pace cars down on pit road. Big wiggle there for the 41 car, spinning the tires coming to the start. Going to drop him back just a couple of spots there. Joshua Battles holding on to second. But there you can see Jimmy Absher in the 18 car making it happen on the high side, trying to get up and around the 41 car. They're all chasing down Keith Hume Sr. in the number 1. He has checked out. He's already got almost a second lead. There you see it. And looking in the rearview mirror, there is action all the way across the racetrack. Damaged race cars again as we're around on the front straightaway. It looks like we get it collected, though. Stay clean and green. There's some smoke. 16 car is around. That's Middle Miss going to be in front of the field. There's the 14 car as well. The 2 involved. A few other drivers there. You can see some sheet metal all the way around the racetrack. Mac and the 9 car involved as well. There's the number 2 machine of Bobby Justice. Kellogg's car having some damage there, but everybody gets going out in front of the pace car. 2 drivers not in the field right now. Eric Kling, Alonzo King down on pit road. And we can see a couple of drivers coming down pit road to get some more sheet metal work down here. Lap number 9 in the books. Again, green flag laps only here in the All-Star race. And again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here on Verdane TV, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, all that good stuff. Get us on Twitter and get up with all the action. Lots of stuff coming up here this fall, this winter, and be sure to follow along, and we can let you know exactly when your favorite leagues or your favorite drivers are going to be out here on track. Drivers itching to get ready and go already, lining them up, trying to line up 2 by 2 here. There you can see getting the wave by on by the 41 car, going to rejoin the tail end of the field. Keith Hume out front, holding on to the lead. Jimmy Absher now the second place driver in that 18 car. Tim Ingram in the 62 holding on to the podium for now. Ken Ellert, Tommy Kelly rounding out the top 5. Tyler Smith now in the 6th. Joshua Nolan, Ed Boyles Jr., Wade Palmer the 4th, and Chris Spear rounding out the top 10. We saw Chris in that 7 car have some issues in the heat race, but he's gathered everything back up, and here in the feature working, actually it looks like the caution flag laps are counting here in the 60-lap feature, so that's going to be one thing the drivers are going to have to keep an eye on throughout the rest of this race, as during the heat races, caution laps did not count towards the lap total, but it looks like we are clicking them off here under caution, so that's going to change up the momentum. That's going to change up the strategy here as we get on through this race. And you can see Keith Hume out front, Jimmy Absher right in behind him. And as we cross the stripe this time by, it looks like the iRacing pace car giving the wave to the flag man. I believe we're going to get the lights out on the pace car, and indeed we do. So we're going to line these drivers up again 2 by 2 for the restart here on lap number 13. And do battle once again here at North Wilkesboro. Again, 1987 style Cup cars here tonight. One of the many things you can check out on the iRacing service, iRacing.com. If you're not a member and you want to try this kind of stuff out, give it a shot. iRacing.com. It costs you $13 a month. Lots of different cars and tracks come with it. And as with everything else, the more money you throw at it, the more content you get. And this is one of the combos that's more popular with the iRacing community, the older cars on the older short tracks. And there's the green flag. Speaking of popular with the drivers, under battle once again, shooting on down in turn number 1. Going to give it to Hume in the 1 car. Great restart on the outside line there. Jimmy Absher holding on to 2nd, and now side by side there for 3rd. Little 3-wide action temporarily there for 5th. They get it all sorted out. Tommy Kelly on that 3 car right on that white line on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to hold on down. How about that 23 car, though, of Ken Eller making it work up on the high side, slamming down low. The 43 comes up and door jams into the 7 of Chris Spear on his way by. Gives him a little bit of action. There's the 62, pointed in the wrong direction. Tim Ingram gets into a couple of cars, and there you see calamity again. The 43 involved. The 7, he's spun around again. And one of the cool things about the iRacing service, there's sheet metal everywhere. There's bumpers flying off of these race cars. Here you can see Matt Mackin in the 9 car. Followed up by the other 9 car with lots of damage. So a lot of these drivers are going to be coming down pit road here under caution once again for lap number 16. And it's still Keith Hume Sr. out front in that number 1 South Point car. And he's got Jimmy Absher right in behind him. Ken Eller making a bonsai move up into the podium spot, number 3, with that number 23 car. And the drivers falling in line, Tyler Smith and Ed Boyles Jr. currently rounding out the top 5. Top of the hour here at Bedane TV. Want to thank you for tuning in. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr. in the production trailer and the commentary booth, doing a little double duty action here tonight, just coming off of the Tim's Corner Motorsports Tim's Corner Live episode number 32 earlier on tonight. Be sure to check that out over on the Tim's Corner Motorsports Facebook page, as well as the Bedane TV YouTube page. We got a couple of drivers here on pit road. All-Star Night here for the Lugz Cup Series. The different style of race cars and a different style of racetrack than what we're used to seeing with the 1987 Cup cars here on North Wilkesboro. And a little different style of feature racing here as well. 60 laps in the main event. And we had these drivers run 3 different 12-lap heat races Took the top 6 from each of those heat races, inverted them. The 6th place driver started first, so on and so forth for each of those. Jumbled up the starting order for the 60-lap feature, and we had 26 drivers start the race. Currently have 24 drivers still out there on track. And after the past couple of quick little yellows here with some multiple car incidents, 17 drivers on the lead lap. Wade Palmer, the 4th, going to give up a top 5 spot. He's going to come down pit road and get some service here. Looks like he might be topping off fuel here with 40 laps to go. So that's going to be something to keep in mind here with these cars. Little different fuel mileage with these cars, different power, different size fuel tanks than the usual Cup cars that these guys run. So a lot of drivers going to be keeping an eye on the cars themselves, on the fuel mileage, the tires, and seeing how it plays out throughout the night. But lap number 20 in the books, going to be crossing the stripe for lap 21. There goes Space Car. He's going down for a corn dog there on pit road, maybe an ice cold Coca-Cola. Green flag out once again, and it's still the same up front. Keith Hume, Sr., out front holding on to it, but he's under battle now, under attack by that 18 car who's making it stick. Jimmy Apsher, father of last season's champion Trevor Apsher, holding on to that bottom side. Here comes the 96 car now. Tyler Smith, he wants a piece of this action, making it a little three-way dance for the lead. He's going to try and get around the 18 on the high side and does so just like that. Now it's side-by-side for 5th, in and behind Jimmy Apsher. Action all over the racetrack here. You can see just how side-by-side the action is all the way around the racetrack and throughout the corners here. We've seen some big-time moves on that high side. The 33 car making a bonsai move to win the first heat race here tonight, going all the way up to the wall, making that car stick in the wall and drive all the way around, almost a Kyle Larson-esque move from, I believe it was Darlington a few laps ago in the NASCAR Cup race. And pretty cool to see. A little almost 3-wide guy, Bonifield, gets into the back of Ken Ellert ever so slightly. Oh, the 48 car around. Actually looks like he might have blown a tire. That was a very odd wreck. Kind of turned left and then turned right, and you can see the calamity now on the front stretch. Flagman there in the stand on the start-finish line has a front row seat for that. The 7 car has a lot of damage. Chris Spear having some issues here throughout the evening, being involved in a couple of different events, and lots of damaged cars there. There you can see some damage on the 28, or the 20 rather. The 9, Matt Mackin, again having some issues. 48 car with some damage as well. But up front, this is exactly what the number 1 of Keith Hume Sr. wants to see. With these caution laps now counting towards the lap total, working lap number 25 of 50, just about to halfway. And you can see as this race plays out, it's holding on to it. It's holding on to the lead. New 2nd place driver going to go to Tyler Smith, Jimmy Apsher in 3rd, Joshua Noland in 4th, and Ken Ellert now in 5th. Ed Boyles Jr., Guy Bonifield, David Douthwaite, Kevin Ruff, and Colin Zemer currently the top 10. Drivers making their way around the racetrack here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. All-Star Night all-star implications, trying to get a little fame, get a little fortune, and get the setups there from Majors Garage. An annual subscription going out to the winner and $20 of iRacing credits going to each of the winners of the heat races as they qualified themselves into this race. And we're going to be getting the green flag on that halfway marker, lap number 30. You can see drivers lined up now 2 by 2 behind the iRacing pace car. The lights are off, so we're going to get ready to go racing once again, and it's still the same driver up in front leading. Keith Hume Sr. in that one car, Tyler Smith on the bottom as Keith Hume elects to take the high side, which we've seen work all night long for many, many drivers up there. Joshua Nolan, Jimmy Absher, and Ed Boyles Jr. rounding out the top 5. Here we go. Green flag in the air once again, racing, thundering down into turn number 1. Keith Hume holding on to the lead. It looks like he's almost had the opportunity to clear it up, but that 96 of Tyler Smith down on the bottom, making it stick. 3-wide action. A little bit further on back mid-pack, but we still stay green and clean. And there you can see drivers all over the place. There's Bonifield making it happen, trying to get up on the outside of the 23 of Ellert. The caution flag flies one more time. The couple of drivers towards the back, it looks like. Tim Worman Jr. in the 00 getting sent on around, and it's going to bring the caution out one more time here on lap number 31. But that's that time when the caution came out, Tyler Smith was out in front, and he's going to be the leader here. Keith Hume is going to restart here in second. Looks like the 3-car, Tommy Kelly, going to be the wave by. He's going to go on around and pick up the tail end of the longest line here, or the tail end of the field. 15 cars now on the lead lap of the 26 starters. 2 drivers didn't make the call. Eric Kling, Alonzo King not coming out for the start of the race. Preston Purrier, both Wade Palmer the 4th and 5th down on pit road, multiple laps down. Tim Orman Jr. having some issues, as well as Bobby Justice and Charlie Stevens and the number 20 car having themselves multiple laps down. And Tim Ingram, Jamison Middle Miss, and Matt Mackin all currently 1 lap down apiece. And there's 15 cars now on the lead lap, just past halfway, lap number 33 of the 60 on the board here. And going to see if we can find ourselves an all-star race winner here tonight. Winner gets us an annual subscription to Majors Setup Garage, over 50 cars, different setups that they come out with, and find yourselves doing some racing action in the iRacing service. You jump in these fixed setup races like we're seeing here tonight. It's kind of even Steven. Everybody's got the same car, same setup, all that good stuff. But when you've got these open setups and you don't quite know, if you're like me and you don't quite know how to make the setup better or faster, how to make the car go, so to speak, you need to get yourself some setups. Some Major Setup Garage jumping on board with the sponsorship tonight. They're going to get the winner a subscription to that service. So very cool to have them on board. Be sure to check them out on the web and on Facebook. All the social media outlets. If you want to go faster on iRacing, check those guys out. If you want to check out iRacing, iRacing.com is the place to be. We're getting them lined up now 2 by 2 once again. Lights off on the iRacing pace car. Pace car dips down to safety at pit road once again. 35 laps in the books. Working lap number 36 as we cross the stripe. And there you see the 96 up in front. We got damaged cars in the back. That's going to be the 5-car around of Ed Boyles Jr. It looks like 48 cars collected as well. Caution flag out once again here at North Wilkesboro on lap number 36.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Hey, I'm CTWE Wrestler The Mac.
And I'm Showtime Stevie Stamos.
Have you ever dreamed of owning your own race car and taking it out for a test drive? Well, thanks to our friends at Rent a Race Car, you can!
Visit www.rentaracecarne.com for all the details on how you can take one of these babies out to Stafford Motor Speedway. We'll see you at the races.
Touchdown!
48 car just making it off pit road there in front of the pace car. A couple of caution flags here tonight, but still 16 drivers on the lead lap. That 48 car was Michael Miller skating around just in front of that pace car to stay on the lead lap after that incident here. 20 laps to go in the All-Star race here for the Lugz Cup Series. A little bit different here tonight. We're racing the old-style Cup cars from back in the late 80s, the 87 cars as they are regularly called here in the sim racing community. And the 96 car, Tyler Smith, just got around the leader of Ken Hume Sr., who's now been on pit road, got some service done, and some 4 fresh tires under this caution. So he comes down. All these drivers now have 40 laps or so old tires. So Tyler Smith now going to restart on the outside. Jimmy Apsher there in the 18 car, been strong all night. He's going to restart on the inside. Joshua Nolan, Ken Ellert, and Colin Zemer, the top 5. And Guy Bonifield, Kevin Ruff, Chris Beer, David Douthwaite, and Tommy Kelly, the top 10. As we get ready to go here, 2/3 of this race into the books, getting ready to finish up strong here with 20 laps to go at North Wilkesboro. All-Star Racing action. Green flag is in the air. There's the 96 making the high side work. Once again, he does clear Jimmy Apsher by a couple of car lengths. He's going to get going here, but there you can see 3 wide there, big pack on back. Everybody trying to make everything, make the car go faster. Chris Beer there in the 7 car has fresh tires from a few cautions back, but he's also got some damage now, even more damage, getting a little contact there with the 33 car. The 96, the leader, is around. Tyler Smith pointed in the wrong direction, collecting a couple of other cars. There's the 7 car, big hit from Tommy Kelly, and the 3 gets so the sheet metal flying here, and man, oh man, a calamity here in the All-Star race. Drivers now racing for points. They want all the money, all the setups, and all the gold. And unfortunately, these drivers here in the back with tore-up race cars not going to make that magic happen. But one of the drivers that is happy to see that caution flag once again fly is Ken Ellert. He's going to slide in a second, it looks like. Jimmy Apsher going to inherit the lead here at North Wilkesboro for the All-Star race. Lined up once again, here we go, 12 laps to go. The distance here for the All-Star race, and a little bit different lineup up towards the front. We saw the number 1 come down pit road to get tires on that car. He's already raced himself back up into the sixth position, Keith Hume Sr. has. But Jimmy Absher now going to restart from the lead on the outside. Great start there from the number 18 car, and some damaged cars already. Can hear the contact, but don't see the contacts. We stay clean and green throughout the field, it looks like. Just some beating and banging on these cars, making a lot of noise as the cars did here back in the 80s, but still clean and green here. Lap number 49. There's some contact there with the second place driver, the number 8 of Kevin Ruff, racing all the way up towards the front. And these drivers know no points on the line, so they want to get up, try and do everything they can. Oh, Keith Hume, the early race leader, is around. He led most of the laps here tonight. Pointed in the wrong direction. Looks like we are going to stay green. Gathers it back up, hammer down. He's going away here. Jimmy Absher knows exactly that is what he needed to see. He's got about an 0.8 of a second lead now over Guy Bonifield in the 33 car, but we got to keep an eye on him after that finish there in the first heat race. Got to watch out for those great big bonsai dives here, and there's the race for 4th on back. Ken Eller and Ed Boyles Jr. up in the mix. The 22 there as well. Joshua Nolan holding on to 3rd. Drivers all the way around the racetrack, but caution flag going to fly. Looks like the 20 car pointed in the wrong direction, and there's some debris down there at the entrance of pit road that may very well be causing us some trouble here. But caution flag with less than 10 laps to go. Lap 52 in the books. 8 laps to go here in the All-Star race. And this is getting up closer, and we're going to see what Jimmy Absher has to see if he can hold on to the All-Star race. Guy Bonifield now in 2nd. Joshua Nolan in the 22 car. He is in 3rd. Ken Eller in 4th, and Ed Boyles Jr. now in 5th. Looking through the field, Kevin Ruff in the 8 car. He is holding on to the 6th spot. Michael Miller, David Douthwaite, Colin Zemer, and Tyler Smith rounding out the top 10. Taking a quick peek at timing and scoring, looks like there's 14 drivers that are, in fact, still on the lead lap. And a lot of damaged race cars here throughout the evening. A couple of cautions throughout the night. These drivers having some fun with the old Cup cars. These things are built like tanks. We're seeing a lot of rough housing, a lot of beating and banging, and some door slamming a little bit, some bumper grinding. Lots of cool stuff going on throughout here. Five laps left to go here in the All-Star race. These drivers getting excited. The 18 car, Jimmy Absher, knows that he's got the opportunity to come home with a victory here in the All-Star race. Been up in the top 3, top 5 all night long. You can see the 41 car waiting to get the wave by, trying to get back on the lead lap. It's Joshua Battles here with less than 5 laps to go. And if you're on the lead lap here in these cars at this racetrack, that's going to be the opportunity to get back. Actually, looks like he's getting sent to the back of the pack. No wave by here. And the lights are, in fact, off on that iRacing pace car. So we're going to be going green flag next time by. And these drivers lining them up 2 by 2 all the way throughout the field. Jimmy Absher up on that high side. Guy Bonifield in the 33 car. The mellow yellow ride. He's down on the bottom. There you see Ken Eller, Joshua Nolan, and Michael Miller. Ed Boyles Jr. checked out the top 5. And Michael Miller there in the 6th spot. Green flag in the air one more time. A couple of green cars out front, and Jimmy Absher going to make the high side work. Whoa, the 22 car, all sorts of bad. Thundering into turn number 1. Didn't seem to hit the brakes at all and plowed right into our top 2 cars and collected the entire field, it looks like. Pace car is going to drive on through. There's a good wrench car upside down there on his lid. That is not good news. Not entirely sure what was going through the mindset there of Joshua Nolan in the 22 car here. We'll see if we can pull up the instant replay brought to you by Kong Beer Bong Instant Replay and back that up one quick time to kind of take a peek at that, because that's one of those deals where you want to see it again, even though you just kind of saw it here, and looks like we are in fact able to get the Kong Beer Bong Instant Replay going here. So here we go, focus in on that 22 car. He just kind of jumped down onto that bottom side and drove through the leaders. Not sure if we thought that was going to work or not, but unfortunate events. There's the restart here from the chopper view. 22 car deep down low, just gets into the corner of the 33 of the 18, and there you can see Ed Boyles Jr. sneaks on by. A couple of other drivers sneak on by, but most of the field getting caught up in that action, and that's going to put a lot of cars down on pit road. A lot of cars not going to be able to continue after the damage on that. So that's a tough break for the drivers up and up front, and we're going to line them up here with another green-white checkered attempt here, or with a first green-white checkered attempt here in the feature event, and we'll see what it is that happens with timing and scoring. It's looking like the 23 of Ken Ellert is going to be out front. He was actually 11th last time by, so we'll have to take a peek and see what timing and scoring. Nope, he's actually going to drive around the pace car, get his lap back. So we'll see what timing and scoring does here. It all depends on when the caution flag flew. Jimmy Apsher still right in behind the pace car. There you see the 33 at Bonifield right in behind him as well. So I think we didn't make it to the start-finish line, so we're going to restart with the last order we had. And that's what's looking like here. So taking a peek now, Jimmy Apsher, Guy Bonifield out in front, Ed Boyles Jr., Michael Miller now in fourth, Colin Zemer in the 32 car in fifth, Tyler Smith in sixth, Tim Ingram, Keith Hume, Joshua Nolan in the 22 car is ninth, and Matt Mackin rounding out the top 10. Ken Ellert, Derek Cook, the 12 drivers on the lead lap. The 16 car of Jamison Middlemiss after this restart will be the first car one lap down. Green-white checkered attempt here at North Wilkesboro for the All-Star race. All the drivers that won the heat races came home with $20 in their pocket, and the winner here tonight getting a subscription, an annual subscription to the Majors Garage. Over 50 different cars here in the iRacing service that they do setups for. If you're going to be fast and at the open setup leagues or even the pickup races, you got to have a good setup, and that's the way to do it here on iRacing. Check those guys out on the web and on Facebook, Majors Setup Garage. And the lights are off the iRacing pace car. We'll see if this green-white flat checkered attempt is going to be enough to get us to the finish here tonight. We've seen a lot of action throughout the races here tonight. And you can see a little bit of a connection issue there for the 33 car. Blinks out, doesn't come back in. It doesn't look like so. He might have dropped connection there. Going to jumble up the start a bit, but that's exactly what Jimmy Apsher in the 18 car wants to see. There's contact again with the second and third place driver. Ed Boyles around, the 32 around. The 20 gets a big piece with the 22 as well. A couple of drivers able to get on the brakes and the binders and get these cars stopped. But we're going to throw the caution flag one more time, and it gets another green-white checkered attempt. Just waiting for the drivers to, or the race officials to get the timing and scoring updated here so we can find out who is where. Jimmy Absher still the leader in that 18 car. A couple of drivers up in front of him trying to get the wave around the pace car to rejoin the tail end of the field. You can see, though, the new second place driver is going to go to the number 48 of Michael Miller. Lots of damage around pretty much all of these race cars throughout the night. Don't want to quite call it a demolition derby. Haven't quite gotten to that point yet. But lots of calamity, lots of action here throughout the night, and man, oh man, lots of beating and banging. These cars built like tanks from back in the 80s. So these drivers know that, and they're trying to put on a show here at Verdane TV, the All-Star race for the Lugz Cup Racing Series, and back at Points Racing next week, next Wednesday night here after Tim's Corner Motorsports, Tim's Corner Live. But these drivers here tonight having a little bit of fun. Able to earn themselves some money here in the heat races to get into this the 60-lap feature, and the winner again walking away with an annual subscription pass to the Majors Setup Garage, able to get some setups for the iRacing service here. Gonna have 12 cars here on the lead lap. I think with 3 laps to go here and a second attempt at a green white checkered, and the action we've seen here tonight, that means there's 12 different drivers that could potentially come home with this victory. And Jimmy Absher going to take that high side one more time on this restart. They've worked for him in the past. Michael Miller now on the bottom side. Tyler Smith, Keith Hume Sr. with fresh tires there in 4th. And Ed Boyles Jr. now in 5th. Tim Ingram, Derek Cook, Jameson Middlemiss, Ken Eller, Matt Mackin rounding out the top 10. There goes the pace car. He's going to grab a corn dog and a Coke down on pit road. Green flag one more time, thundering down into turn number 1. Side by side, Jimmy Absher going all the way to the high side, holding on to it. There's the previous race leader, the number 1 car, gets into the back bumper of Jimmy Absher, spins him on around. Jimmy comes up and takes the quarter panel of that 1 car, spinning him on around under caution once again after about a half a lap of green flag action. We're going to see where the race officials stack this field up, but a lot more damaged cars here throughout the field. And I don't believe we cross the start-finish line here, so we'll see where everything stacks up. Currently showing Ed Boyles Jr. as the leader, but we'll see just where everybody finds himself once the pace car collects the field and figures out what it is we're doing here. So 11 cars on the lead lap here after that calamity, it looks like. Taking a peek, now the 96 is going to be the leader. Tyler Smith, Jimmy Absher in 2nd. Ed Boyles Jr. drops to 3rd. Derek Cook in 4th. Jameson Middlemiss and the 16 car slides into the 5th spot. Keith Hume Sr. Again with fresh tires. He's going to be in 6th. Joshua Nolan, Matt Mack, and Colin Leamer, and Tim Ingram in the top 10, getting ready for the 3rd attempt here at a green-white checkered. We're going to leave this race with a winner here for All-Star Night with the Lugz Cup Series, and then back to Points Racing next week. But these drivers having some fun here tonight, able to kind of beat and bang with these super strong, super heavy stock cars from back in the 80s. So different style of racing than we're used to seeing with these guys. Lots of leaning on each other, a little beating and banging, a little scrub skis here and there, but all in good fun. And you can see that 96 car, Tyler Smith, he's going to pick that high side. He's seen it work very, very well there for Jimmy Absher throughout, so he didn't want to give up that line to the 18 car. But we'll see what the 18 has down on the bottom side. Looks like a connection glitch again for the 96, the second place car. Connection drops. Interesting turn of events. We saw that happen to 33. It got Bonifield earlier, but that's going to give the lead temporarily to the 18 car, Jimmy Absher, but they're going to go 3 wide here for the lead. They're going to think better of it now, side by side for second. Ed Boyles Jr. holding on to it. Derek Cook wants it. We're going to go 3 wide for the lead again. They're going to try and both get around Jimmy Absher. Jimmy Absher's got that preferred line in the middle. Big wiggle, big slide for the 5 car. Now 3 wide for second. That 1 car's coming to 5, just slams into the back quarter panel of the 18 car, sends him on around, and all these drivers slamming into the walls back here, middle on back. But we did, in fact, get the white flag. Jimmy Absher's around. All the second and third place drivers are around. We got a checkered flag flying. I believe it's going to go to the 1 car. We'll have to double check on that. We're waiting for timing and scoring to catch up, and indeed it does. No caution there at that point. So the 1 car, Keith Hume Sr., going to come home with the victory here tonight. He's going to get all the setups. He's going to get down to the Majors garage, and he's going to come home with the victory here tonight. We'll take a quick peek here at the finishing order, and you can see kind of jumbled up there on the finish on the checkered flag. But there it is. Keith Hume Sr. led a bunch of laps earlier on here tonight, and he's going to come home with the victory. He's going to do a quick little lap there. There's the somebody down there doing burnouts at the exit of pit road. Not really sure what that was all about, but Keith Hume Sr. going to come home with the victory, and we're going to wait for the race officials to make this official, and we'll see just what it is. But right now, unofficially, Keith Hume Sr. wins. Joshua Nolan finishes second. Colin Zemer in third. Tim Ingram, Joshua Battles, Jamison Middlemiss, Ed Boyles Jr., and Eric Cook, and Jimmy Absher all the way back down to 9th. And Matt Mackin rounding out the top 10. And it indeed is official. That 1 car going to come home with the victory. Keith Hume Sr. having a good, solid run here tonight. All night long, making that car work. And he's going to burn those tires all the way down. And we'll see if we can get caught up with him here. We don't have to save this car for next week. Burn the tires, burn the motor, pop the motor, do whatever you got to do in that victory solution. We're back to points racing next week. But, man, Keith, great run here tonight, coming home with the victory. A little late race calamity there on the last lap, and you find yourself back where you were at the beginning of the race, man. Talk to us.
Yeah, they just cleared it out for me. The 5 got a little loose off of turn 4, and when I ran up next to him, or when I ran down in there, he overdrove it and got in and wadded them all up, and I just kind of cleared through.
Yeah, and it was a great finish there, and an exciting finish nonetheless, and get to leave here with the subscription pass there for the Majors Setup Garage, coming home with some setups here. We're going to see in some other leagues. We're going to do some open racing here on iRacing. How are we going to celebrate with that?
We'll get in and we'll find something to do with the team, and I just have to I got to thank South Point, Ripid Energy, Nationwide Children's Hospital for all the help that they give.
100%. Took the next question right out of my mouth, but celebrating here at the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro in the old throwback cars. So great run here tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
You too. And we're going to slide on down the pit road just a little bit, catch up with the second place driver, Joshua Nolan. Good strong run here in the 22, man. Talk to us about that race.
Yeah, man. It was really just keep it clean. Try to keep out of trouble.
And saw some trouble all night long with a couple of drivers, but able to really hold on to it. Still having fun out on the racetrack, giving the fans their money's worth on the front stretch, burning up what's left of the car. We don't need it next week. We're back to the Cup cars, and we're back to points racing. But a good show here tonight. Just want to give you the opportunity, give you the microphone, let anybody know watching at home who makes it happen for the whichever number you're running here tonight. Timing and scoring says 32. The car says 32. Usually in a different number. Well, who makes it happen for the Zemer team?
General Steel Crane and Rigging, got to give a shout out to them. QD Vapors, big shout out. They sponsored the car for this year. Obviously, shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for broadcasting the race every week. Sim Nut Sims, Butt Kicker, Budget Sim Box, Harpoon Design, all of those great companies that have been in with us on the league here.
Absolutely, and a great finish here tonight. Exciting race. And I'm an idiot. I'm looking at the wrong timing and scoring. And the 22, Joshua Nolan. That's the 32 that's out on track. He's the third place finisher. Now he's down on pit road hanging out, having I'm sure, an ice cold non-alcoholic beverage inside the race car. Colin Zimmerman, talk to us about that podium finish.
It was a wild finish. A bunch of cars got taken out. I've been kind of running mid-pack the whole race. A bunch of cars taken out, try to get through. And then on turn 4, I tried to do what my teammate guy did, number 33, and ride the wall to get the win, but it didn't work out for me. Kind of crashed myself, but still finished in third place.
Yeah, lots of different styles of racing here tonight, and we were able to really see some beating and banging with these old race cars. And, man, it definitely showed some excitement throughout here. So congratulations on third. I want to give you the opportunity again here to thank anybody that makes it happen, friends, family, sponsors, teammates, anybody that makes it happen for the Virtual 32 team.
No, it's me, Bobby, it's me, Guy, and we're just working together each week to run better, and we're all progressing. And Guy had a very strong finish in the heat race, but I think he had probably the best move of the night with that overtake. And it's controversial with if it's legal, but good driving and just giving tips before the race,
making the magic happen and coming home with a solid third place. And 33 move there in the first heat race, definitely entertaining. But congratulations, man. Third place finish here tonight.
I guess.
That's going to wrap it up here for the All-Star show here at the Lugz Cup Series, doing battle here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Keith Hume Sr. coming home with the victory after a last lap caution. No caution, but a last lap wreck taking out a lot of cars, but a very entertaining race throughout the evening. Going to take a quick peek here at the schedule before we get on out of Dodge here. You can see tomorrow night the Multi-League Cup Series back in action here on Vidane TV. Going to be watching those guys. The Shift Marketing and Design Grand National Series coming back here in less than a month's time. October 5th, going to be kicking off at Daytona. A couple of days off and then back for the Sim 500 Trans-Service Cup Series there on Monday, and then back here Wednesday night for the doubleheader. Tim's Corner Motorsports at 7. Lugz Cup Racing at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's going to do it here for us tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, all the good stuff. Give us a like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff, and let us know where you're watching from. We'll catch you on the flip side. When we do, we're going to be doing it live.